Okay, so in the pre-show interview, you saw our friends from
You look
Connecticut,
through the box 6
Stonetrust,
times through
as they
all the
talked
plastic,
about
you
some
can't find it.
specimens. You didn't
Then when
see
you're
any,
packing down,
but
this one has its
we're
own
about to
box,
go in
you
and
know.
take a look at them right
There it'll
now.
be.
So
It'll be
come
open up
join
and
us.
be sitting right
We're
there
going to
on
meet with
top.
Robert Snyder from Stonetrust. All right, and there is Robert. How you doing,
Hey,
buddy?
Brian, good to see you.
Good to see you. Great to see you here. I'm glad to see you around minerals. I know that you teased us in the pre-show interview, so now we actually get to see some of the killer pieces.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn it over to you and ask you to show us what you have here live at the 2023 Hard Rock Summit.
I'll be happy to do that. I just want you to know that someone responded to the video in person and told me they said I looked like I either had been drunk or I needed a cup of coffee, one of the two. So
Well, I think maybe we should mix the two and see what happens.
and that would be good. Anyway, welcome to the booth. I do have a few things I'd love to show you, and let's start off with something that probably many people have not seen, and I'll just put this in the category of not colorful, not beautiful, but black and very strange.
Awesome, I love that.
So let's come in here to this piece. This is a goethite epimorph of selenite from Mexico, from Chihuahua, Mexico, Santa Eulalia. There are a few of these specimens shown on Mindat, but nothing this large. And the epimorph of a goethite formed up the selenite crystals, but it didn't grow all the way to the top. It looks like these crystals might have been broken, but most of them are not, in fact, not broken because the epimorph stopped before they reached the top of the selenite crystals.
Interesting.
And so it's one of those pieces that is not for everybody,
right?
But it's a Mexican collector piece, and it's very unusual. So
when did that come out?
This had to come out 30 years ago.
Okay.
I acquired this in a collection probably 22, 23 years ago, and I had forgotten about it. We found it in the warehouse about 2 weeks ago, so I thought
I love that.
Yeah.
So this is one of those Raiders of the Lost Ark treasures. Was packed up and sort of forgotten about.
Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark treasures, and it's definitely for a Mexican collector or for someone who collects very strange and unusual specimens.
Yeah. And I see your price on it. It's $4,500.
Yeah.
And for that kind of strange and unusual, that is a good price.
Yeah. Thank you.
Super.
I want to show you another Mexican mineral, so I'd like to come down to this case down here. This is another unusual piece. Down here on the lower shelf is a smithsonite from the Esmeralda mine in Sierra Mojada. Benny Finn brought this out,
Benny Finn, name from the past.
Yeah, circa 2000. And we just recently acquired this. It is a very, very large specimen. It's got a beautiful sheen and luster on the gray smithsonite crystals, and so it's just a wonderful specimen. And unfortunately, I have to print a new label on that one. That one is $6,500, but it's a very rare locality. And if you're a smithsonite collector and you like large pieces, this one is for you.
And I'm going to put my hand on it
sure.
for size reference.
Yeah.
That is fabulous.
It's a pretty cool piece. While we're here, take a look at this piece. Oh, maybe it's better to leave it up in the case, but maybe can you get it with light like this? This is from the Steve Schmale collection.
Oh, cool.
These are two apopholites, and these apopholites are hoppered terminations. But what's interesting about this piece is not only that they're large crystals and blocky crystals, but they are a mint green of sorts instead of the regular apopholite crystals. So it's a very, very unusual piece from the Steve Schmale collection. And
before you put it away, one of the things about Schmale collections is he collected 360s. So let's rotate that around so everyone can see it. Well, okay, that's not a 360 right there.
No, it's not a 360.
But it might have been an earlier Schmale collection.
Yeah.
Certainly a name that we know and respect.
Yeah, well, they're just very, very large apopholites in a very different color for them. And so let's head over to another case. Let's go back down to the end case again. I'm sorry, I keep moving it back and forth.
It's okay. We get in the transition, we get to see all the great pieces in your in your cases.
We acquired another specimen from the Crucero mine of the tourmaline on quartz and the rubellite on quartz. The quartz pieces from the Crucero mine are actually not common, and they're very nice. The quartz is almost always this color, this deep brownish color, and this crystal is, what is that, 10 inches long? About that, maybe.
Oh, God. You know, sorry, Robert. When I came in, I actually thought we were looking at two different specimens here.
Oh, no.
But that is one specimen.
Yeah.
That is superb.
Yep. And so
Look at that color.
Yeah.
That is classic Crucero.
And actually, that's one of the newer finds. They put it together. I acquired that from the mine owner about a year ago. And it's a very, it's not one of the pieces that's $180,000.
Right.
It's a very reasonable price for a specimen of that size and color. So it's kind of fun.
And I do love the color of that quartz. I don't know. I almost want to call it like kind of dirty champagne.
Champagne.
Less brown.
Dirty champagne,
You know,
yeah.
But there's a warmth in it that blends really well with the tourmaline crystals there.
Yeah, we've had a couple of these, and in fact, the one I think you took a picture of for the fade into this video was the same, from the same locality, and has that same color quartz on it.
Yeah, superb.
And I don't know if we've looked at this before or not. I don't remember, but this is a silver on copper from Michigan, and it is a very, very large silver. And it looks good on, oh, careful, Robert. Looks good on both sides. And so you see this spray like a flower on the copper, and it is really quite unique. That is from the collection. I'm trying to remember the name. Rock Courier. This was originally Rock Courier piece. Yeah.
Oh, terrific.
And so it's.
And do we know when that came out?
I don't, but there's no dates on this, so I can't answer that question. But I'm sure it came out many, many years ago.
And what's the specific mine, or it's just Quinoa?
Lake Superior Copper District.
Yeah.
I've tried to have it identified by a number of copper experts as to which mine, and everybody kind of hedges on that because they don't know for sure.
Or the people who knew, they didn't want to let others know because these might have walked out of the mine in a lunchbox, so to speak.
Yeah. So
that's a beautiful piece.
It's an awesome, awesome specimen. And let's see, I have a few other pieces I really want to show you. This is a very special piece. This one we just acquired. This is what we call them. I'll just leave it in here so it has light on it.
Okay.
This is colloquially referred to as frog egg garnets.
Oh, this is what you were teasing on the pre-show interview.
There are very, very few specimens of this that came out. They are glass clear Hessianite garnets. The chromium is what colors them green. There's like a little green dot inside of them, and that's chromium. And if you look at pictures of frog eggs, all frog eggs have the little dots inside their eggs perfectly like that, so that's where the name came from.
I love that.
This piece happens to be on prehnite, and it is just a stunning piece. We've been told there's a bigger specimen with more garnets. There's only a few listed on Mindat for sure, and actually this one is pictured on Mindat if people want to go and look at it. And I believe on Mindat they described the Mindat or the prehnite as salmon colored. It is not salmon colored.
No, there's no salmon.
No salmon in there whatsoever.
Just frogs.
Yeah, yeah, and so this is a very special piece because it's so rare.
That is cool.
And then next to it is this wonderful glass clear aqua with the albite behind it, and with a spessartine garnet. It has a little bit of obviously mica and a little columbite down at the base of it. These came out about 2 years ago, but this one is perched so perfectly. It's sitting like in a hand of albite.
Yeah,
and
perfectly framed.
Feldspar, and yeah, it's perfectly framed, and it's a really wonderful piece.
And I'm trying to figure out what my favorite angle is. I think right about there, where you're just starting to see the edge of the termination on top. I love it. It's like in an amphitheater.
Yeah. And then the piece next to it, let's just take a look at this. This is a single bornonite crystal on matrix, and it has the cogwheels on the top of it. It's very good cogwheel terminations, and not quite a mirror finish, but it's just such a large crystal perched perfectly on the white gray matrix, and so it's a piece that I wanted to share with folks.
I love seeing these on matrix.
Yeah, a lot of people like to collect single crystals on matrix.
Sure.
And of course that disqualifies for that collector.
Superb.
Okay, so let's. I think I have a couple of things over here I want to show.
Sorry, just admiring some of the other
please,
pieces.
Please, I know I'm forgetting something. I wanted to show this piece. This is a Cabochon calcite of superior color. The color in this piece is
that just does not end.
No, it's just a wonderful specimen, and sometimes you don't have to say anything. You just look at the piece and know.
Right. You can just drool, and that's enough.
Yeah.
What's the asking price on this?
That's 25,000.
25. Look at that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, just the color, the glassiness of it.
Yeah.
Superb.
We'll end with a couple things here. This is an unusual piece. We acquired this from North Star Minerals a few years back, but I don't think many people have seen these cubic coppers. They're almost like springs. They came out, and I had never seen them before, but they're just little cubes all strung together. Very strange for copper. And not expensive, just not an expensive mineral, but it's trying to show some things here that are not budget busters. And let me end with something really controversial. 20 years ago, most people would have thought this is common. This is pyrophyllite from California, Mariposa County, California.
Oh, that's like a gold country.
Yeah, and these were mined by Chris Gallus, who used to be a mineral dealer for many years. I've sold most everything I had. It's not expensive, but it's a beautiful specimen. I'm trying to show some things here that are not like so expensive that no one could afford them.
Right.
But so maybe that's a good way to end the video. It's a really cool material and not expensive at all. And hard to find. They're very hard to find.
That is super. And then for people coming in also, we've got little smaller miniatures over here.
Yep.
Those aren't quite thumbnail size, but
we have a
fabulous suite.
Yeah, we have a few alkali-rich blue barrels left in the collection.
I remember when we filmed those in Tucson up at the Westward Look.
Yep.
You were the first one to market with that.
We bought the entire
At the
pocket
time,
of
we
good
thought it
ones.
was Varanite or something.
Yeah, Veroviavite.
Veroviavite.
And it's not Veroviavite, but
it's cobalt-rich beryl. Is that right?
yeah, alkali-rich blue beryl.
Okay.
And then of course we have some golds down here, gold crystals from Venezuela.
Venezuela. I think one of the best wire golds in the world came from Venezuela.
I believe it did.
Yeah. All righty. Robert, thank you again, man. Always a pleasure to spend time with you and look at the treasures that you bring to market.
Thank you. Please stop by our booth and see us. We'd love to talk to you.
And that's Stonetrust here at the 2023 HardRock Summit. Stonetrust with just a capital S and not a capital T, as I've been erroneously doing.
Yes, capital S, no capital T, one word, Stonetrust.
All right. Robert, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Take care.
Bye-bye.